So I reported a few days ago that Korean Airways, or Korean Air, canceled all of their flights to and from Fiji for whatever the reason may be. And then we had the World Health Organization come out and finally declare the Ebola breakout as a global health crisis. Well, there are some things going on behind the scenes that they don't exactly want to make too public because, again, they don't want to mess up their bottom line on trade and travel and all of these things. We currently have British Airways canceling all flights in and out of Cairo, which is Egypt, and many flights out of South Africa, West Africa essentially. And then we have, apparently, Air France has been canceling flights since at least May that I can see. And they're doing this without giving actual reasons. The British Airways said something about flight terrorism. What flight terrorism is going on? Airline terrorism? What? It just makes no sense. There are actually people stranded in Africa, American citizens, European citizens stranded there that were either working or they were tourists because their flights were canceled. I found one that his flight was canceled back in June. So Air France had been canceling flights. He said, "I'm a United States citizen. I work off the coast of Africa, 4 weeks at sea and 4 weeks at home. My company booked me a flight on Air France for June 7th out of Malabo to France, and then France to US. I arrived at the airport in Malabo, but received a cancellation email from Air France that my flight had been canceled due to operational reasons." That's exactly what he put it in quotations. "I was rescheduled for June 8th. Later that night, I received an email that my June 8th flight had been also canceled." Wow. "And I had been rebooked for June 10th. My travel company rebooked me I was finally able to get home Monday, June 10th on an alternate airline. It is now June 18th and every single Air France flight from Malabo is showing canceled." Really? I contacted Air France to put in a claim after being stranded for 3 straight days in Africa without even receiving a cell phone call. Oh, without any cell phone service. Air France is now claiming that the cancellation was due to weather. What? Even though the email said operational issues. Please note that I received a cancellation email 5 hours before the flight. This is crazy. I would also like to make note that the airport reported no other cancellations for any other airline. In fact, some of my coworkers were able to take off from Lufthansa flight 30 minutes after the time of my Air France. So it looks like just Air France was canceling their flights. Then he was further canceled twice. And this is just on the forum for, just a help forum, like wondering what's going on. This isn't on like some Ebola thing where he doesn't say anything about Ebola or anything. He's just saying what occurred. That was in June. And then we had, of course, we had that Kenya person fall out of the airplane onto the ground back the beginning of July, right? So there's something going on. Something going on indeed. Why is there not a travel ban? They are more concerned about their money that they get from travel and trade and all of these other things than worry about the safety and security of their citizens in all of these countries. It's sad. It's absolutely sad. And here's a very crazy article I came across that I just wanted to share with you guys. Oh, by the way, if you have not gotten your silver to help prevent from, I can't say that it does anything, but this is what I'm taking and my kids are taking to help prevent from such viruses, if you know what I mean. So I have the pack, and I'll put this link in the pinned comments below. It's going to look like this. Right there. Just click right there, and there should be a 20% off coupon. And get your silver. It does amazing things. It comes with that silver book of amazing things that it could possibly do. You know, I can't say that it does anything. Anyway. But I came across this article that is rather frightening. Not frightening, it's just so, like, what are they doing? School district to parents. Pay your lunch debt or your children might wind up in foster care. What? What? Oh, yes. So these parents got these 2-page letters. The terse letter arrived in mailboxes of about 40 families in northeastern Pennsylvania this month. It came from the local public school district, but it bore a menacing message. Pay your child's lunch debt or risk losing your child to foster care. David Yusevich thought it was a joke at first. I would too. I mean, it's insane. There was no way. He thought that Wyoming Valley West District. Okay, so this is still Pennsylvania, but it's Wyoming Valley West District School, where he was the vice president of the school board, would threaten to have parents separated from their children. Oh wait, what? I don't know. And separated for their children if they own money ranging from $12.50 to $450. I was enraged, Yusevich told the Washington Post. I'm sorry we don't take kids from their families because their parents. Oh, okay, so he found out about this. He is in Wyoming. Okay, but what's going on in Pennsylvania? This is going on in Pennsylvania. It was heavy-handed, it was harsh. It was a scare tactic. School officials said the letter was at least their third attempt to contact parents who were the worst offenders. What? Oh my God. Your child has been sent to school every day without money and without a breakfast or lunch. The 200-word letter read, this was a failure to provide your child with proper nutrition. And you can be sent to dependency court for neglecting your child's right to food. Oh my gosh. If you are taken to dependency court, the result may be your child being removed from your home and placed in foster care. What? Leaders of the Louisiana County, which runs the local foster care system, denounced the letter and chastised the school district, saying foster care is to be only used when children are being abused and are otherwise in danger. This isn't what we do. This isn't who we are. What? So I'm hoping, I mean, either way, it's really terrible what they're doing. But could you imagine if this was actually a law? It could be. Who knows? It sounds like they're getting onto the school for even saying this, but this would be terrible. Absolutely terrible. If you know anything about, first of all, what would that do? That would put a child in foster care, which would make the government then have to pay those foster parents money, because foster parents get money from the government. Then they would be eligible for free lunch. How would that fix anything? What in the world? Oh my goodness. These schools, you know, I did teach for 3 years, and I'm telling you, some of these schools are out of control. They are absolutely out of control. I don't know. So I'm hoping this isn't an actual law, but heck, it might have been, and maybe they're now denouncing it because it's getting so much publicity. This is so sad. Anyway, that's what I have for today, guys. just stay safe. Always just be aware of what's going on, because who knows what the heck's going on these days. But don't live your life in fear. I know people are like, oh, but this is going on. Okay, but keep living. Just keep living. And, you know, they're doing a lot of race baiting and all of this other stuff. Don't fall for it. But when your congressman or any type of politician is doing insane things, you do have the right to talk about them and denounce their actions. I just wanted to add that in because of the emotionally driven people from my last video. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe.